Greetings, everybody. Nikki Brown here. No matter where you are and what part of the world you are in, I hope that you are having a good day. So I'm actually looking in the mirror. A few months back, I started doing some heat training videos, and that ended up being not a good idea, right? And I think I was so devastated and in shock that I didn't want to do any videos about it. But here I am. I'm just getting it under control after several months. I have been trimming my hair, um, but I've lost a lot of hair. I lost a whole lot of hair. I do still have my length, shrinkage is real, but this part obviously is just straight. And I trimmed it up to probably my shoulder, and it's already pretty much back at armpit length. So within just a few months of it stopping like right there, and I stretch it. Doesn't matter which piece I pull, but you can see some pieces are pretty straight and damaged. But then, of course, I still have my curl pattern in other places. Yeah. Like these are looser. Those pieces are looser. But again, it took me a few months. And I was using several products. I'm a little bit of a product junkie. I use my products, of course. But I found that wasn't working. So I went back to some of the commercial products I used when I had a relaxer and when my hair was thriving with a relaxer and when my hair was natural. Well, no, not necessarily. It was more so when I had a relaxer. Like I did apogee treatment. And I was using a homemade protein treatment. Basically, what I normally use is eggs and mayonnaise, but the eggs and mayonnaise wasn't working. So then I added avocado. That wasn't working. My hair was still coming out in like clumps, like for real clumps. And every time I washed it, and this had been going on for several months, at least. I don't remember when I recorded that first heat training video, but from when, so it's now May. So let's say that was, I don't know. I have to go back and look. But I've been pretty much dealing with that for all these months. And then I finally decided, so I did that protein, and then it was like, okay, let me do, again, a commercial protein treatment. So I did apogee maybe about a month ago. Sometime in April. So like I said, now it's May. It's almost the middle of May. I think it's today's 13th. So it's just about the middle of May. And I did it sometime in April. And I still was getting some, it wasn't just normal shedding, it was breakage too. And today I shampooed my hair with a Nexus product. And because I used to use Emergency, but they discontinued Emergency. They have one called Carafix. I haven't tried that one yet, but maybe I'll give it a try. I don't know. It's obviously not the exact same product, but that Emergency did definitely work for my hair. I may try the Carafix. I don't know. But anyway, today was the first time I didn't have all that breakage. Of course, our hair normally sheds, but this was not just shedding, it was breakage. But I'm looking at my hair, and it's much healthier. It's gotten much stronger as it has grown out over these few months. Like I said, I got a lot of breakage. Like, my hair is already fine, so... And what do I mean by fine? I mean the difference between a piece of silk and a piece of cotton. My hair is much more like silk. Although all kinky curly girls, for the most part, have delicate hair, right? But mine's is even more so delicate. And people look and say, oh, your hair is so thick. what they probably really want to say is, oh, your hair is so nappy. Because there's nothing thick about my hair at all. And you can't tell people how your hair is because they think they know what they're talking about, but they don't, right? There's nothing, my hair has never been thick, right? I have probably low to medium density hair. So that means I don't have a whole lot of strands of hair on my head. And in addition to that, it is fine. You have some people who have, again, mine is, if you want a visual, it's like a piece of silk and next to a piece of cotton. Some people who have hair that's thicker, like a strand of cotton, right? And they have more hair strands than I do, right? Let's just say in comparison, maybe I don't know how many strands of hair are on a human head, but let's just say I have 20,000 strands and the next person may have 30,000 strands. So I'm trying to give you an idea of what that means. Density and texture, and then, thickness. Like, again, I have probably probably medium density. I'm going to say medium. I'm going to give myself medium density hair. But it is very fine. So when I lose hair, it's very noticeable. So like, even if I grab this whole section of hair, you have some people who can't even do this with one hand, right? But look how small this is not thick. If I get my hair twisted or something like that, it's very what they call scalpy. Like, you can see a lot of scalp because, again, I have very low density hair, and not only is it low to medium density, it's also fine. So, you'll have somebody with a really thick braid, but if I do a braid, it's probably gonna be that wide, right? Whereas some people may do a braid and it'll be that wide. Same braid, it could be even the same length of hair. So it's not about the length, it's about the density and the texture. Because again, I do have a fine texture of hair. So I just wanted to explain that. I think I didn't do a video because I was just devastated. But now I feel comfortable doing a video because, again, I am getting my strength back. And in comparison to all the hair that I was losing, this is what came out. A little bit more than that, but when I tell you my hair was coming out in clumps, like if I did this, I would have a clump of hair in my hand. Whereas now, a couple pieces came out. I don't know if you can see that, but nowhere near what it was doing before. So if you have fine hair, you need to be careful with and I wasn't even using high heat, and I only did one pass. I had the heat on like 250 or 275 on my flat irons. I promise you, I was not even using high heat. But it also could maybe have something to do with the way that I was fasting. I was fasting, and so maybe my hair just wasn't strong enough to hold that heat, because it's not like I haven't gotten higher amounts of heat. And yes, it did cause heat damage, but it didn't cause breakage to the point where my hair was just breaking off and shedding like that, right? But I highly recommend that you see a professional who, and I used, I deep conditioned my hair really well. I used the Chi Silk Infusion. It didn't help. It didn't help. My hair still broke off. Like I said, I still basically have my length. but I did lose a lot of hair, which is fine because I'm back on track. And again, I'm not losing as much anymore, but it did take a few months to get my hair back together. I think that the Afrogy treatment, then I started using cholesterol too, good old-fashioned cholesterol. I probably used that for the past month. And I also changed my diet. So I really kind of sort of think that my diet had a lot to do with it, because I did fast for a really long time. And, maybe there wasn't enough nutrients going to the rest of my body. And so my body, again, once I put the heat on my hair just wasn't strong enough to handle it. Because maybe it didn't have the right amount of protein. I don't know. But I really feel like my diet had a lot to do with it. Me fasting for such a long period of time, because some people do lose hair when they fast. So, I didn't do enough research about that before I started fasting. And so if I had known that that could potentially happen, because of course I didn't start researching that until it actually started happening. Like, okay, could this be causing that? And so I started doing research, but I was already to the point of no return. Well, not to the point of no return, because again, I've gotten the health and the strength back into my hair. With a few, it is what it is. It's just a really straight piece of hair, and it just won't grow. It won't curl back up. And but I just wanted to come on and be candid and share that with y'all, so y'all can see what my hair is looking like. It shrinks a lot, but the length is still there. It's like armpit length. It doesn't really have any shape or anything, so I wouldn't wear my hair out like this as a style. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but I just wouldn't necessarily do that. First of all, let me say this. My hair does better in a protective style. Not necessarily a weave, but or braids. Because again, my hair is fine, and that tension can cause breakage. It has done so in the past, right? For my hair, my fine strands are so delicate that they break very easy. So wearing my hair loose, it just gets tangled and webbed around each other. So it's better for me to wear my hair in twists or braids, whether it's my natural hair. If it is extensions, whether braided extensions or a weave or even a wig, my hair just needs to be braided and or twisted and left alone and moisturized. And I would say that that's the same for most people, but especially if you have fine hair, right? Your hair can't take all that manipulation. Our hair can't take all that manipulation. I know mine can't. I'm just going to speak for myself. How about that? So it's better, to make sure it doesn't get dry. And even if it is under a wig or weave, that you keep it moisturized as best you can, so that it doesn't get dry, because when it gets dry, it starts to break. And again, when my hair is loose, it not only tangles, but it webs, for those of you who experience webbing. All right, y'all. I'm thankful that my strength is coming back, and I just wanted to show y'all that. I hope it was helpful. Love y'all. Later. Mwah.